Hi everyone. I hear a lot of people saying, I wish I had Tourette's. Now, I know that these people don't necessarily have bad intentions, but when people say they wish they have Tourette's, it does show that society probably doesn't really know all that Tourette's is. Because I think people say this as they think I get away with swearing, which, yes, I do have Coprolalia, which is inappropriate and swearing tics. But technically, not everyone with Tourette's has this, as it affects 10 to 15% of people with the condition. And of course, you don't just get that, you get all the other symptoms as well, which can be quite horrible to live with at times. And although Coprolalia can seem funny, and I understand that, but there's also a lot of unwanted social implications. When people don't understand, you're subject to a lot of discrimination and judgment. So there is another side that quite a lot of people don't see. And also I think that people do see me yelling random phrases and stuff and they think it's funny, which I acknowledge that some of my tics can be funny and I don't mind you laughing with me. But as I said, there's a lot more going on. Because with Tourette's, it can be debilitating. Of course, you can lose your independence and you might not be able to do certain things that you once could do. You might not be able to dress yourself or do things that you once took for granted. You might also have tic tacs, which are very severe explosions of tics. And I'm lucky that I've never had one that's very severe. I've had episodes where my arms and legs and everything start jerking at the same time. But luckily it hasn't been as serious as some of my friends, because I have friends with Tourette's who have actually had to go to like A&E and stuff for it. So I know it can be very, very serious. And this is stuff that quite a lot of people don't see. Also, the premonitary urges can be very uncomfortable. And they can sometimes come before a tic, not for everyone, but for quite a lot of people with Tourette's do have this, and I have it quite strong. And I think the premonitary urges are sometimes actually worse than the movement or vocalization themselves, because it's such a strong sensation and can make me feel sick. I remember when I was younger, we were sort of wondering whether it was a tactile hallucination or something, because it was so prominent. But then it turns out the urges can actually be really, really prominent and distressing. And there's also sensory tics, which are the sensations without a movement or vocalization. And when people are having a sensory tic, you can't always tell, because there is a massive hidden side to Tourette's. There's a lot of stuff that most people don't see. For example, mental tics, phantom tics, sensory issues, sensory tics, intrusive thoughts, a lot of different things. And also rage attacks are a symptom of Tourette's that most people don't see. They may happen more in one environment than others. For me, they happen more at home. And unfortunately, there was a lot of misunderstanding. Some of the doctors were saying, oh, there must be a problem at home or something. That is the opposite of the truth. The truth is, the reason that they happen more at home is because I felt more comfortable there to let them out. I was trying to hold it together all day, but then it's neurological, so it has to come out sometimes. So it came out at home because there was nowhere else where it could. So there wasn't a problem at home. So I think that when people say they wish they had Tourette's, they might not be aware of the pain, the disability, the distress it can cause, and also we do get a lot of judgment, and our family gets judged as well, unfortunately. And yes, there is a discrimination as well. I did once have a guy come up to me in a shop and tell me to be quiet, and then there's another shop and a guy came up to me and said, do you realise how stupid you're making yourself look? And I had to explain I have Tourette's and I can't help it. But then he just said, you can help it, you're faking it. There's also the sort of emotional baggage of having Tourette's. For me, I had self-doubt for about a year, and that's where I had a little voice in my head saying I was faking it, and I'm obviously not. I know I wasn't, but I refused to accept it. It was sort of a denial. So there is a lot going on that most people don't see. And I don't get angry when people say that. I just want to educate them. Because a lot of people do say they wish they had it, but that's simply because they haven't seen it all. But I think that is a good learning opportunity to sort of explain to them that there is more going on. And although it may seem funny, and I know that sometimes it can be, even for me, sometimes I laugh at my own tics, but there is a lot more going on behind the scenes at home if you're suppressing and stuff. And also there is this suppression. Suppression is uncomfortable, it hurts, and it does cause explosions of symptoms later on. There's even the judgment from professionals, as I said. I've seen so many Tourette's organisations spreading inaccurate misinformation on suppression and stuff, saying it helps when it really doesn't. And I've seen a lot of people thinking that rage attacks are a behavioural problem when they're not. We can't help it. So I think I just want to say that you probably don't wish you had Tourette's, and if you said that in the past, it's okay, I do forgive you, it doesn't bother me. I just wish people would know that there's more going on, it's not just funny. Thank you for watching, bye!